put it in overdrive and just ran off and left some defenders. So it's going to be fun to watch him this year. I hope he just goes out and plays football because that's all he's got to do. He's got that kind of talent. He doesn't need to have to try to do anything better than he did last year. Just be Keith Guy, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, and then we talked about Scott County's going to need to get their points early. You got a young offensive line. You got a quarterback that's new. You have Keith Guy's a running back. Excuse me there. Got a little feedback in my ear. But I think Scott County's really going to rely on, as Coach Jim McKee says, the best kicker in the state of Kentucky, and that's Tyler Dummer. You look at Tyler Dummer last season, he was 53 of 64 on PATs. He was 4 of 6 on field goals. But in the scrimmage the other day, Mark, in the inter-squad scrimmage, he kicked a 46-yard field goal. And all the players and the coaches went crazy. So I think we're going to rely on him a little bit more. And you're probably going to see a little more field goal attempts than we're used to seeing from Scott County early.
Well, Matt, when you look at the number of kickers, when you go back to Jay Wilmot and you go back to Palmer Ward, I mean, they've had great kickers in this system over the last 6-7 years. I don't remember any of those guys getting at least 6 field goal attempts like Tyler did last year. So that doesn't surprise me. And like I said, that's a big weapon because then once you get inside the 40, then you've got a pretty good chance of getting 3 no matter what happens with the possession. So that's got to give you a good feeling if you're Coach McKee down there on the sidelines. Mike, one guy we haven't mentioned yet, and we can't leave him out because he carries the keys to the car, and that's Noah Hughes, the fullback. He averaged about 64 yards a game, 765 yards total last year. Injured the first couple games, so he didn't play to get the normal number of carries. But it's deceiving when you say 64 yards a game because those are the key 64 yards average because that fullback sets up every other play off of that wing tee. So if the dive is working, Noah Hughes is going to feast. And the other guys are going to benefit even more because it's going to either have to stop the middle and allow the outside run to come in. If they continue to guard the outside to keep the sweep from working, then you've got Noah Hughes pounding it up the middle. But, again, he's healthy for this year starting out. I expect big things out of him, but expect him to get the ball a lot and early.
So we talked about the strength of Scott County is the defense. The kind of the question marks for Scott County is the offense. But one thing Scott County's done this year, Mark, and we talked about it earlier, is they've really strengthened that schedule. When you look at Scott County and who they're going to play, you're talking about a murderer's row. Scott County this season, they've got Pulaski County, the defending 5A state champs. They come in next week. If that's not good enough for you, let's bring Fort Thomas Highlands. They come in the following week. And then if you're don't think we're playing anybody very good, well, the weekend after that, we're going to go up and take on Elder at the Pit, probably one of the most famous high school venues in Cincinnati and in the country. And then after that, we're just going to head back over here to take on Lafayette and Walker Wood. So that's the first 5 games for Scott County. You look at it, Scott County's got a chance here at Tates Creek. I think you got to say they're the favorite. But in the next 4 weeks after that, it's going to be a dogfight for Scott County.
Well, it really is. And what you do is you just hope that kind of schedule toughens you up to where, when district play starts, that you're ready. And it will. It's going to show you your weaknesses early if they're there. And that's not a bad thing because the coaching staff has plenty of time to come back and correct that. So, like I said, that's going to be fun to watch, like I said, because you're going to see if you want to see some quality high school football, you need to follow the Cardinals the next 5 weeks.
And Scott County, we talk about their schedule. Don't just believe us. They're ranked number 2 in the state as far as toughness of schedule, only behind Trinity. But Coach McKee, if you listen to some of his preseason interviews, the thing with Coach McKee said is he felt like last year they kind of got upset in the quarterfinals against Meade County. But he said his teams, typically when you watch Scott County football, it's most normally a running clock by the end of the third quarter or the JV's playing at halftime. He felt like it hurt his team because they got down fourth quarter in crunch time, and they weren't used to it from a conditioning perspective and just from the mental aspect of it. So I think that's one of the reasons he's bumped that schedule up quite a bit.
Well, yeah, and that's a very good point because when you look at it, Mike, you've got to learn how to come from behind in that close game and pull it out. And, the last couple of years, you can count on one hand the number of close games that you've had, and it's not been very many. So, like I said, I can understand what Coach McKee is saying right there, and you got to give kudos to him because he went out and did something about it. And, that's the amazing thing. Now, for the Scott County faithful, you only got 4 home games this year, so that's the drawback because on some of these it's going to be a home-and-home type deal where you're going to go on the road the first year.
Right.
But you should benefit from that next year with the schedule part of it. But you've got to understand that, you're going to be on the road and you're going to play some awful good football games. Hopefully Scott County will travel well as you look across the field here tonight, and the bleachers are not 100% full, but a pretty good crowd to travel up here for this late start. So you got to get out and support the Cardinals. If you can't make it, then we'll be there for the radio.
All righty. Probably, as you already tell, we're really going to miss Bill Needle. Made the decision that he wasn't going to be able to help us this year, and we would sit here and probably could spend about an hour in telling you how much we're going to miss him, but all we're going to say is listen to the broadcast, and you'll truly understand how much we miss him. So we wish Bill all the luck. I tell you what, he's been a lifesaver for us, helping us out, basically carrying us and making us look good in football, and then coming out and helping us with basketball as well. So, Bill Needle, I know you said, if you're listening to us, you said you didn't want to help this year, but you have an open invite, and you don't even have to ask. Just show up. So, again, Bill Needle not helping us this year, so it'll be me and the governor all year long, Scott County Sports. Let's do this. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. You're watching Scott County football on the Scott County Sports Network. Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here for your needs 24 hours a day. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with the governor, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, Ishmael Stadium, Lexington, Kentucky, Lafayette High School. Scott County football getting set. We're about 9 minutes away from kickoff. Scott County getting set to take on the Commodores of Tates Creek. And, Mark, you look down on the field and you see Coach Willard out there talking to Clay McKee. We've all been through it. Josh played here and Matt played a basketball. When you get used to seeing somebody out there, and you're used to kind of that comfort level's there, you wake up one day and you're like, they're not supposed to graduate. And you look over there, it looks really weird seeing Clay McKee out here with a piece of paper in the brim of his shorts as he's trying to turn into a coach instead of a player, and it just seems weird, doesn't it?
Well, it really does, and especially speaking to someone who took his daughter to EKU today to start as a freshman. It is a tough experience. It's part of life and growing up, but it does reflect on us getting older, Mike. That's about the only way you can say it.
Ain't no sense lying, right? All righty, Mark. We talked a lot about Scott County. Now let's talk about the Commodores of Tates Creek. Head coach Antoine Sims comes in here for Tates Creek in his second season. And, Mark, one thing he's got to do is he's got to start getting the tradition. And used to be back in the late 90s and even in the early 2000s, you didn't want to play Tates Creek. Tates Creek was winning state championships, and Roy Walton was playing smash mouth football. But that's kind of went away from Tates Creek here, and Antoine Sims, I think, was a great hire for them to try to get the athletes back out for football. Again, their record last year 3-8, but they've got some key guys in the skilled position spot, especially at wide receiver. But one thing they got to do is at quarterback for them is Peyton Burke. He's a senior, but not much action for him, and he's got to be able to make the play and hit those good, speedy wide receivers, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, and Mike, like I said, he's coming into a starting role this year, similar to Josh Davis. He did complete 56% of his passes last year. The only thing about that he only attempted 30 in a backup role. And he's a little bit more important to his offensive unit, not taking anything away from Josh Davis, but they're a spread it out, throw the ball offense. So he has got to be he holds the keys to the engine. He's Noah Hughes for the option, and he's got to be able to deliver that football on time. They've got some great athletes, as you mentioned, at the wide receiver spot, and that's going to cause Scott County some problems if they let him sit back there and get comfortable. The key thing is, how's he going to react in his first starter position here tonight, and can Scott County put enough pressure on there to keep him uncomfortable?
And you look at it, starting at tailback is Elijah Johnson, a 6-foot, 183-pound junior. At halfback is number 9, Connor Gibson. He's a senior, 5'10", 180. And you look at the skill positions, you got Robbie Lofton at the X spot. He's a 6'3", 183-pound senior. At the Y position, Drew Ransdell, a 6', 172-pound senior, playing that spot. And then the other wide receiver, they call it the Z receiver, Jackson Bierman. He's just 6'4", 183, a junior. So you can tell they've got some good skilled athletes at the wide receiver spots, it's going to be key for Scott County's defense to contain them, not let them get wide open, and you want to make Peyton Burke start thinking about it and not give him time to find those big receivers.
Yeah, when you look at Ransdell and Bierman, both averaged over 15 yards a catch last year, so they're big play guys, and you hit the nail on the head. You've got to make Burke have quick and happy feet. You don't want him to sit back there and get comfortable because, like I said, they've got great size advantage on us on the outside, so it'll be interesting to watch what Monty McIntyre does. I don't think he's going to drop back in a zone. I think he still wants to play man-to-man pressure, which look for Kendrick Hamilton and those linebackers to be blitzing early and often.
The offensive line for Tates Creek, the right tackle is Muhammad Shalash, a 6'3", 234-pound senior. At right guard, Arizona Miranda, a 5'9", 220-pound senior. The center, Travis Ryan, a 6', 194-pounder. At left guard, number 59, Griffin Seipolt, a 6-foot senior, weighs 216. And the left tackle, Tyrus Sunday, 6'3", 205, wearing number 72. So that's the offense for Tates Creek. Moving over to the other side of the line when Tates Creek is on the field offensively, Scott County starting at one defensive tackle is Noah Kane. He's a 5'9", 211-pound junior. The big man in the middle, Mark, and I think he's the key to Scott County's defense because you're going to have to double-team him, and that's number 90, Jeremiah Happy. He's just 5'10", 300, and he's a load, isn't he, Mark?
He really is. Had a great junior year last year. And like you said, Mike, he's going to command a double team, which ought to open some stuff up for Kane and Hernandez on the edges.
Also a defensive tackle is number 57, Daniel Perkin. He's a 6', 282-pound senior. And the right defensive end, number 92, Gavin Hernandez. He's 6'4", 260. So that's the defensive front for Scott County. You talk about the strength, and that's the linebackers. Number 52, Tyler Braxton. He's a 6'2", 205-pounder. Number 25, Kendrick Hamilton, 6', 200-pound junior. And the outside linebacker on the right side, Eric Abney, wears number 28, a 5'10", 180-pound senior, Mark. And that's the key for Scott County is those linebackers. The defensive backfield, starting in the one corner spot, is Keyshawn Brent. He wears number 1, along with Dylan Smith wearing number 8. And your safeties, Keith Guy, number 2, and number 10, Gabe Hobson. As you can see here, Scott County getting set for the coin flip. So we'll bring that to you live here as Coach McKee brings out his Scott County Cardinals. And Coach Antoine Sims brings out his Commodores of Tates Creek. So here's the flip. Tates Creek wins the flip. And most usually they defer, but not now. Coach Antoine Sims says, look.
Give me the football.
Give me the football. So Tates Creek, they are going to get the football. Scott County is going to defend the north end zone. So we're getting set for football action. We'll come back. We'll go over to the Scott County offense and Tates Creek defense. When we return, you're watching Scott County football on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
The Hawkinsmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at hawkinsmithagency.com. The Hawkinsmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
As you can see, Scott County coming on the field. They've got about 5 flags out there, Scott County. A little bit different flair this season, Mark. It looks like they've made a slight change to the helmets. We see the white stripe. Coach McKee for years has had a solid red helmet. We see a white stripe, and we think there's actually numbers on the side of the helmet. Can't really tell, but there's some kind of decal only on one side, kind of Alabama looking.
Reminiscent of the Crimson Tide. Not a bad program to try to emulate if you want to emulate some success. Maybe our cameraman, Toby Murray, can get a close-up to where he can figure out if we're right or we're just going blind.
We are right. They are on the left side. It's actually the number of the players, and I'll tell you what, if I'm a player, I'm happy because now I know which helmet's mine. So Scott County is going to be kicking off. Kicking off for Scott County is Tyler Dummer. Tyler Dummer, as Coach McKee said, is probably the best kicker in the state. And usually when Coach McKee says something like that, there's usually some validity to that because he usually doesn't tout you as being really good unless you are really good.
Yeah, he doesn't pull any punches on that. He doesn't try to blow smoke. He's pretty honest with his players. Now, the key thing here tonight, I think, Mike, is going to be interesting is to watch his development is how many touchbacks he's able to get this year.
So Elijah Johnston, number 4, is one return guy, and number 12, Langston Love, is the other. So here's the kick. The kick from Dummer is good.
It's going to be a touchback.
And it's going to be a touchback. Scott County.
1 for 1.
1 for 1 is Tyler Dummer as he kicks the ball into the end zone as Langston Love catches it, but 1 foot in the end zone. That means we'll start on the 20. And, Mark, it's hard to believe it, but we're playing high school football.
I know it. It's hard to believe, but we are here. You know, one guy we didn't mention, Mike, the senior for Scott County, that ought to have a big year this year is Keyshawn Brent at that outside linebacker spot. He's the guy that's probably, along with Kendrick Hamilton, going to be the two guys trying to upset Burke tonight.
So Peyton Burke is the quarterback. Elijah Johnson behind him. They got 4 wide, 2 on each side. And they're looking over and getting the play call. Peyton Burke. And I'm not a fan of that, looking to the sideline. But the offensive lineman definitely in pass protection. They don't even have a hand on the ground. First pass up in the air. Good defensive coverage there. A little bit out of control. Ball intended for number 17, Jackson Bierman.
Yeah, Keith Guy on the coverage. Had good inside position. That's what you're going to see with the Scott County defensive backs going all the way back to Avery Ford and the guys before him. Monty McIntyre's technique is flawless in teaching the corners. He played cornerback. He played at Morehead State in that position. You can really see where that comes into play with his corners, although there is looks like a penalty.
Yep, there's a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty call against Scott County. So Scott County does a good job defensively, but you got to know when to hit the quarterback and when not. And they're going to protect that player, and there was a 15-yard penalty. So 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Burke back for the pass. Quick screen pass to the left to Elijah Johnson. He makes 1 tackler miss.
And Mike, it looks like Tyler Braxton on the tackle from his linebacker spot.
So 2nd down and a long 5. Tyler Braxton with the tackle. And again, Tates Creek staying in that spread offense. Elijah Johnson behind Peyton Burke. Here's a snap, 2-step drop. Long pass, good coverage by Scott County's Abney. Abney, perfect position by Eric Abney. Can't ask it and can't play it much better than that.
And that's what I'm saying, incomplete. 2 for 2. When you look at Keith Gow on the far side of the field, Eric Abney on the near side here, both of them had great inside position. They didn't give that up to the receiver, and 2 incomplete passes.
3rd down and long 5 for Tates Creek. Again, we talked about in the question, Peyton Burke. He's made perfect passes, but both guys have been covered by Keith Guy and Eric Abney. So, again, they're going to adjust the play based upon Scott County's defensive scheme. So now they check the armbands, and Peyton Burke is ready to go. Here's the snap. He rolls to his left, and there's the blitz. There's Kendrick Hamilton kind of started, forced him back up inside.
And that's big 66, Noah Kane, who actually gets the credit for the sack. But as you indicated, it was Hamilton and Brent who kind of flushed him.
So a loss of 4 yards on the play, punting for Tates Creek.
Dylan Smith back for the Cardinals.
Scott County known for pressure, and there's going to be a flag. They did not get it, and Dylan Smith, he goes in there. So the kicker for Tates Creek,
Nolan
Adams is roughed by Scott County. Scott County had about 4 guys in there, but they did not touch the football. And if you don't touch the football and you touch the kicker, it's automatic. So a second penalty is going to give Tates Creek their 2nd first down, and both of those have been off penalties.
Well, now the way he's talking,
it's going to be running into the kicker, not roughing the kicker. So it's not a personal foul. So the option will be a 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. So Tates Creek says we'll try it again.
Yeah, here comes the punter. He's thinking he's got a first down out there. He's got to go do it again.
And it's close to Scott County. They have 3 guys all over that punter. I don't know if I'd do it over again. What about you?
Well, no, you stop Dylan Smith. You got to give him kudos. I guarantee you, Coach McKee about had a heart attack running up in between 3 defenders. There's another bad snap.
Nolan Adams is off to the races due to a bad snap. He throws it, ball's deflected and incomplete. So a great job by Nolan Adams as he basically saved his team about 10 yards, but the long snapper for Tates Creek struggling as he one hopper back to Nolan Adams.
And Zane Wilson, the 6'5", 175-pound sophomore, was in there on top of him. I didn't get the second number, Mike. But, again, you got to give Scott County credit. That's 2 bad snaps for Tates Creek in the special teams area because both those snaps were low. You really can't blame that on Adams. He didn't stand a chance.
So Scott County at center, Colby McKee, the guards, Trey Bender and Jesse Hamby. The tackles, Brian Hudson, Alex Miller. The tight end, Jordan Darnell. You got Josh Davis, the sophomore. Hands it off to Keith Guy, right side. Great job.
Steeman, what a block.
Keith Guy, one guy to miss. He makes him miss, but behind him, he's tackled there by Tates Creek at the 5-yard line. So a great job by Scott County. 35-yard pickup on the first play by the Mr. Football candidate, Keith Guy.
And that was Jared Martin on the tackle. But you got to give kudos to number 14, Glenn Covington. What a block by the freshman that sealed the corner that gave Keith Guy the alley.
So Glenn Covington out to the left side. Noah Hughes is going to get the handoff. Noah Hughes says, I'm just going to get you 3 or 4 yards. This time I'm going to get you 3. That'll make it second down and goal from the 2-yard line.
And again, Noah stands about 5'7", and that may be stretching it a couple inches. At 175 pounds, he's a tough act to follow, to get down. You got to find him, number one, and then he's like a bulldog.
So Noah Hughes, Keith Guy, and Kendrick Hamilton in the backfield. Quick pitch left side, and I could have walked in. Great job. We talked about one of the weaknesses potentially of Scott County, and the unknown is the offensive line. I can say they've done a good job. A 35-yard run, and Keith Guy walks in. Nobody comes close to him from the 2-yard line. So Scott County up early, 6-0 against the Creekers from Commodore. So long snapper for Scott County, didn't get his number. Holding Jordan Darnell, kicking Tyler Dummer, 53 of 64 last season. This one here, it's up and
good.
It's good.
Long snapper actually is the freshman, Brian Hudson.
So Brian Hudson, the long snapper, great snap to Jordan Darnell. Tyler Dummer makes it automatic. So 9:45 to go here in the first quarter. Scott County 7, Tates Creek nothing on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the kickoff. We'll be back right after this.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network, Mark. 7-0, Scott County over the Commodores from Tates Creek. Great job, 35-yard scamper from Keith Guy. Got him inside the 10-yard line. Noah Hughes runs for 3, and Keith Guy takes it into the end zone from 2 yards out. Scott County's up early, 7-0, 9:45 to go. In the first quarter, Dummer with the kick, back deep for the Commodores.
Wow.
Elijah Johnson and Langston Love.
He got all of that one.
That was a no-doubter. That had been in the end zone at the collegiate level. And Tates Creek starts at the 20-yard line.
Well, and again, special teams hurt Tates Creek in that first possession. They were a couple penalties on Scott County, but they were able to complete a couple passes. But then you just can't give this Scott County offense that kind of field position. You need to make them go 80 yards.
And the thing about it is Scott County defensively makes a stand. Special teams makes the play. Offense like a machine, scores.
And, over the years, Mike, the number one area when you look at Scott County, when you compare them to other programs, is the attention they give to special teams.
Pass is complete.
Nice open field tackle by Kendrick Hamilton.
To number 23, LaRon Warner. Warner picks up a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
I tell you what, when you're around Kendrick Hamilton, I mean, he always has a smile on his face. He reminds me of that silent assassin because he's just smiling at you, but he knows he can take you at any time.
Burke fakes the handoff to Walker. No, he gives it to him. LaRon Walker up the middle. Hard to bring down. A lot of effort from everybody on both sides, but no yards gained. It'll be 3rd down. Make it 8, so give him a gain of 1. And that was a flock of Cardinals, right, on that tackle. Glad you could join us here tonight at Ishmael Stadium. A late start. About 45 minutes later than we thought we'd start. Peyton Burke quarterbacking for the Commodores. 2-step drop. Is Burke. Burke's pass a little bit high. Intended to Turner Gentry. Good coverage by Scott County's Dylan Smith.
On the coverage, was right there.
And not the start that Coach Sims wanted for Tates Creek.
You got Dylan Smith dropping back about the 45-yard line.
So Nolan Adams will be kicking it from the 22-yard line. He'll be set to receive it inside the 10.
He's got to hope he just gets it on a one-hopper this time instead of 2.
Yeah, well, long snapper gets it to him this time. He gets it off.
And there it is again.
Dylan Smith up with a fair catch. And Kendrick Hamilton, that's twice in a row.
They're going to call roughing?
Roughing the kicker. Penalty against Scott County. Personal foul variety. I don't think there was much more contact, but I think what the official's doing right there is he's saying, look, enough's enough.
Yeah.
So we're going to give a first 15-yard penalty and a 1st down. You guys got to do a little better than that. And again, a good officiating crew we have here tonight. Your referee is Joe Emmerman, your umpire Brandon Shields, the head linesman Brent Canada, line judge Aaron Haney, and back judge Eddie Miller. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Commodores. They'll come out at their own 37-yard line. Peyton Burke at the quarterback spot. LaRon Warner behind him on the left side. Twins to both sides. We're going to get a flag on the play. Typically, when he throws it from back there, it's delay of game.
Wow, coming out of a basically a penalty, a timeout type situation, and you don't get the play run on.
So 7-0 is our score. 8:33 to go here in the first quarter. A 5-yard penalty to be 1st and 15 for the Commodores at their own 32-yard line. Tates Creek has been in this offensive set. Now they go trips left side with Ransdell in motion.
I think he got a little bit of a head start.
Yep, illegal procedure against Tates Creek. So the Commodores,
shot themselves in the foot here early.
Hole in the boat.
If you're Scott County, you're feeling pretty good about that 15-yard penalty. You just got 10 of it back.
So now it's 1st and 20.
They get an illegal procedure, and it'll be all the way back.
So 3 wide receivers to the right side for the Commodores. Peyton Burke, the quarterback. Quick pitch out to the right side. One guy misses, but the other 2 don't.
Yeah, Dylan Smith over there. Keith Guy forced him back inside, and Dylan Smith cleaned it up.
Turner Gentry with the catch. Pick of about 4 yards. Let's make it 5 yards. 2nd down and 15. So 2nd down and 14. Peyton Burke with his second completion of the night. Burke eyes the receiver out of the break.
Oh, nice catch.
And a great catch by the receiver, number 17, Jackson Bierman, a 6'4", 183-pound junior.
They're going to take the catch as Gabe Hobson never got turned around, Mike. He was in position. he just never turned around. That's what got the flag, but just a great catch by Tates Creek.
27-yard pickup, and Peyton Burke eyed him all the way. As soon as he got the football, he looked his way. He was out there by himself, and a great job by Jackson Bierman. And Peyton Burke, Mark, up to this point, he's put the football where it needs to be.
Yeah, he's with the exception of the crossing on that 1 third down possession, he looked like he got a little bit antsy, but he'd been hit twice, which was understandable. But like I said, Mike, when he's had time, he's been on the money. That time, Scott County not able to make the defensive play.
So Tates Creek, 2 wide receivers to each side. Burke with a quick pitch to Warner. Warner ran down from behind by
Jeremiah Happy.
Pick up of 5 yards. 2nd down and 5.
Great play call right there with the screen. Got to give and that's the difference over the last 3 to 4 years, Mike, is the speed that Scott County's been able to get on the defensive side of the ball now actually matches the offense, and that's just really enabled Monty McIntyre to open things up.
We talk about Jeremiah Happy, 6 foot, 300-pounder. He just makes the tackle from behind on a running back. 2nd down and 5. Quick pitch out.
Dylan Smith, great play.
Great job by Dylan Smith. Pass is complete to Turner Gentry. Quick screen play. And, Mark, we call those passes, and they are passes, but really almost those are long handoffs.
That's like a sweep.
So
the inside guy takes a step back, and they throw behind. That's why the defender's a little bit late getting there. But, again, Dylan Smith's got the speed of a running back. He was able to close it.
So a loss of 2 yards on the play, 3rd down and 7 for the Commodores, finally across the Scott County 50-yard line for the first time of the night. Burke. Pass right in the hands of Drew Ransdell. Unfortunately, those sometimes are the hardest to catch.
Yeah, tried to turn. He had beaten the Scott County defender on that, got him turned around, and looking to make the move upfield before he caught it. Rule number 1 is catch the ball first and then run.
So 4th down, the Commodores are going to go for it.
4th and 7.
Jaden Baird in the slot on the left side, just into the ball game for the Commodores.
They're going back to Bierman.
Bierman pushes off, and they're going to give him the reception. No,
they're
say out of bounds. And that was a good call right there. Both guys were touching each other, but Bierman kind of pushed off to get that advantage. But circle that number right there, folks, number 17. Jackson Bierman, a 6'4" junior, very athletic.
Yeah, against a 5'10" senior and Gabe Hobson, and he's just giving up too much size right there. Tates Creek obviously feels like they've got an advantage there as they're trying to go for it. You almost have to look, if he'd been able to stay in bounds, Mike, it had been a great call, but you're going to give Scott County the ball on their own 38-yard line. I'm not for sure that you don't want to try to punt that and pin them down inside the 10.
So Scott County, Josh Davis under center. That center is Toby McKee, 1st and 10, 38-yard line for Scott County. In motion, Keith Guy. Noah Hughes up the gut. Pickup of 8 for Scott County senior Noah Hughes.
And again, Mike, that's the ignition.
And you talk about that, the ignition, that play right there is the key to the wing tee. You don't stop that. Coach McKee, he's not bashful. He doesn't care. He'll let Noah Hughes carry it 40 times and pick up 300 yards if you don't stop that play.
Big D. Mormon on the tackle.
Pass quickly out to Glenn Covington. Covington makes a guy miss. And you can see why that freshman is in the starting lineup. He's going to be a good one.
Sakama Opsahl made that tackle. Senior 5'10", 175-pound corner, but man, did Glenn Covington split those two defenders.
Pickup of about 20 yards for Scott County's Glenn Covington. 1st and 10 for Scott County at the Commodore 36-yard line. Davis rolls to the left. He is a left-hander. Flips it out wide open was Jordan Darnell, but a great play athletically by the Commodores. Number 21.
Xavier Johnson.
Great play. Up here it looked like that Jordan Darnell was wide open. Josh Davis rolls to his left, but what most people don't understand, he's a lefty.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 10 for Scott County. 5:24 to go here in the first quarter. Scott County up early, 7-0. They've scored in their only possession offensively and scored easily. There's a handoff to Dylan Smith, left side. Great job blocking by Trey Bender.
Wow.
And Dylan Smith's going to the house. 26-yard touchdown run, Dylan Smith. And again, hats off to Scott County's Trey Benders. He led that play. He sealed the outside, and it was nothing but pay dirt for Dylan Smith. With 5:14 to go, Scott County takes a 13-0 lead.
And what you got to remember about Dylan Smith is when he was a sophomore, he was the leading rusher for the JV. He just got asked to move to the defensive side of the ball because you had to get him on the field last year behind Theo Price and Keith Guy. So don't be surprised, folks, with his ability to score. Obviously, miscommunication there as the ball wasn't snapped and everybody's moving.
Yeah, Brian Hudson said, "I'm not ready, guys." So Brian Hudson, the long snapper, Eric Abney, holder, Tyler Dummer will have to back up 5 yards. Still a chip shot, but this time it'll be from 25 yards. Make it 26 yards, Mark.
Eric Abney on the hold.
So 13-0, Tyler Dummer trying to make it 14. Kick is up.
Easy.
And the kick is good. A little bit of a ruckus going on. Tyler Dummer looks okay. So 5:14 to go here in the first quarter. Scott County is perfect. They are 2 for 2 in offensive possessions. They take the lead 14-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back here on the Scott County Sports Network right after this.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Green's Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Green's is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Green strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Green's continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Green's winning team. Green's Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think Green.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. You see the special teams coach, Frank Crossman, getting his guys to come out on the field here as we get set for a kickoff from Scott County, Mark. 2 offensive possessions, status quo, 14-0, Scott County up early.
Yeah, and then 2 kickoffs, 2 touchbacks. So let's see if Tyler Dummer can go 3 for 3. Of course, if he kicks it like he did the last one, like you said, Mike, at the collegiate level, that would have been a touchback.
So 2 kickbacks for Tyler Dummer, 2 extra points. 5:14. Back deep.
They're going to get a chance.
Get a chance this time, and the ball's bounced and not controlled by Johnson. Johnson can't get it. And if it hadn't been for number 23 for Tates Creek, LaRon Warner, Scott County would have had possession as Elijah Johnson had a tough time holding on to the ball. I think he was kind of excited about getting a chance to bring it back.
Yeah, and either that or it was dead into the lights because, like I said, it was almost like he never saw it and it bounced straight up. But, again, a great play by Warner because Scott County was right there ready to get the football. Instead of trying to pick it up, he just landed on it.
So Tates Creek in the familiar offensive lineup for them. Twin receivers on both sides. Peyton Burke with LaRon Warner right behind him. Correction, Langston Love behind him, and a quick pitch. Pitch and catch. And a pickup of about 5 yards.
You got Keith Guy over there involved in that, Gavin Hernandez, and about 4 other Cardinals. I can't see all the numbers.
Drew Ransdell with the catch. I say pitch and catch. To me, all these dink and dunk passes is almost like pitching it to him. So Langston Love is now at the running back spot. Burke on the slant inside.
Nice move
is
there.
Complete to Connor Gibson.
Dylan Smith on the coverage.
That's good coverage, but Peyton Burke is putting the ball where he needs to.
Well, he did, and Gibson did a great job of getting inside position on Dylan on that one. And like you said, Mike, the ball was delivered spot on, right on the money.
Be a 12-yard pickup. Scott County's going to take a timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. 4:35 to go here in the first quarter. Scott County with the lead, 14-0 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back right after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot.
Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot.
Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot.
Now, there's a Whitaker Bank shot.
Come on, Coach. Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County takes the timeout. First timeout of the ball game for Scott County. Tates Creek just completes a 12-yard pass from Peyton Burke to Drew Ransdell. Mark, one of the big targets for Tates Creek, number 2, Robbie Lofton, the 6'3", 183-pound senior, in street clothes tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he may have a boot on.
Burke with the slant again, a little bit behind that time. Pass intended for Turner Gentry. I'll tell you what, with Scott County's, we talked about their strength being their linebackers. You got to be careful running that slant, don't you?
His head was on a swivel. Ball was thrown behind him, but you're right in the middle of Hernandez, Kendrick Hamilton, and Tyler Braxton. That's not 3 individuals that I would want to meet.
That's when you go back to Peyton Burke and says, look, I don't mind going across the middle, but throw it low. You do not want to hide. In motion, Turner Gentry. And there's the pitch to Turner Gentry. It's complete. Pickup of 8 yards on the play for Turner Gentry.
And I believe that tackle.
It's number 38. KJ Christopher with the catch, or with the tackle. 7-yard gain, 3rd down and 3 for Tates Creek. 4:25 to go here.
And Scott County's made a little bit of adjustment. Christopher in the game and Hobson out.
Gentry on the move again. Great job by Dylan Smith. Pass intended for number 9, Connor Gibson. So Tates Creek is going to come out and punt. 4th down and 3. And again, Coach Sims, a little bit of a different attitude than he had the first couple of times.
And Coach McKee going to take another timeout.
Coach McKee takes the second timeout of the ball game for Scott County. So we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Scott County football here on the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County up early, 14-0, 4:21 to go here in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this. J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs. Welcome back. Coach McKee comes out, talks to his players. I think that might have been a message there, guys. Quit running into the kicker. Look how close they're jumbled in here. Back deep, Dylan Smith punting for Tates Creek on the 4-hopper.
He doesn't have a chance.
Is Nolan Adams. Ball's loose, picked up by Scott County. Scott County's going to take it to the house. That's going to be number 44 for Scott County.
That's 44 for Scott County.
They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
44 is Cooper Watts, I believe.
Cooper Watts picks it up. I don't know how he stepped out of bounds, but Cooper Watts out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Again, next man up. You get a chance to make a play. The 4-hopper from the long snapper for Tates Creek. Nolan Adams couldn't control it. And Scott County very protected. They almost didn't want to tackle him, make sure he wasn't going to punt it.
Yeah.
Finally, when they made contact, the ball came loose. Cooper Watts picks it up, scampers down to the 2-yard line. Noah Hughes coming up right here.
Well, I go back to 3 years ago. 3 years ago or 4 years ago with Ben Lawler.
We can remember back that far?
Yeah, because it was the only other game Needle wasn't here, and we were doing Madison Central and really struggling.
Okay.
And McKee said he would never not run a quarterback sneak 4th and 1 again.
So 1st and goal.
That's Noah Hughes.
Nope.
No, it's actually Josh Davis.
Josh Davis. He heard you, Mark. Josh Davis, his first touchdown of the season. A 2-yard scamper in Scott County. Just like that, up 20-0. And one thing Scott County's been able to do is they take advantage of mistakes.
And a little different here. They're going for 2.
So Scott County makes the decision to go from the right hash mark. They're going to go for 2 points here, up 20-0 with 4:07 to go in the first quarter. This is one of those plays where you say, we're just getting tape.
Yeah. They're going to go the fade pattern to the freshman, and he's
Glenn
got
Covington makes a heck of a play. 2-point conversion by Glenn Covington on a great pass from Josh Davis. So Scott County with 4:07 to go. Up 22-0 against the Commodores of Tates Creek here at Lafayette High School. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Scott County in control early on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, is proud to be the exclusive hotel provider for Scott County Athletics. As Georgetown's premier hotel, Hilton Garden Inn provides comfortable accommodations, flexible meeting space, and a full-service restaurant just inside the lobby. Come join us for daily home-cooked specials in the All-American Grill, which is open for both breakfast and dinner. A winning team, the Scott County Cardinals, and the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Tyler Dummer kicking off. 4:07 to go. Scott County up 22-0. Dummer's kick is going to be in the end zone.
There you go.
Langston Love tried to figure out how to catch it, but it's over his head by about 5 yards. So Tates Creek starting off in a familiar spot. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Scott County up big, 22-0.
And, Mike, with the spread offenses, that's the one knock about it is, you've got to be able to make that completion 3rd and 5 and make that throw. And it's just tough to always do that at the high school level.
So Burke's pass is complete.
Wow.
A good job defensively.
Kendrick Hamilton.
Pass is complete to Darrell Bell, a 5'10 sophomore. But you got Kendrick Hamilton out there. You got the defensive tackle Gavin Hernandez out there. Scott County doing a good job of staying in their spots and making tackles.
Well, they are, but, which side do you pick and try to go to? You got Keith Guy and Keyshawn Brennan on the other side. You got Dylan Smith and Kendrick Hamilton over here.
Burke.
Oh, meet Mr. Happy.
Right into Jeremiah Happy. Burke says, well, I'm getting pressure from the outside, so I'll take a couple of steps in. Jeremiah Happy says, I'm waiting for you right here. You're going down to the turf.
That's like turkey dinner being served.
And he was hungry. So 3rd down and 20 after a loss of 8 by the Commodores. So Darrell Bell in the backfield with Peyton Burke. Burke goes up the seam.
Oh, nice pass.
Is complete to Drew Ransdell. Drew Ransdell makes the play. Pickup of 36 yards.
And, Mike, kudos when you do complete it like that. You usually end up with a big play. So I'll give kudos back to him on that thing. But Burke, like you said, put that one right on the money. Ransdell didn't lose his footing. He may have gone all the way.
Well, the nice thing about that, Burke put it right where he's still in dead sprint. He didn't have to stop, didn't have to do anything but catch it and keep running. So 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Tates Creek, biggest play of the night, pickup of 36 yards.
If I'm Coach Sims, I may be a little disappointed I'm down 22-0, but you got to be happy with how Burke's performing.
Burke with the keeper going around the left side, splits the defenders and hits the turf. Jeremiah Happy.
Number 3,
and Kendrick Hamilton.
Tackle by number 90, Jeremiah Happy.
Pickup of 2 yards on the play, 2nd down and 8 for Scott County.
Gain of 2 to be 2nd down and 8.
Jeremiah coming out, 91. Dequan Jackson coming in. Jackson, a 5'10", 264-pound junior.
Burke with pressure. And Kendrick Hamilton says, I'm not going to miss a tackle.
Number 30, Peyton Burke on the carry. Tackle by number 25, Kendrick Hamilton.
Worry when you get spun around like that and bend over backwards, you sometimes worry about your ankle getting pinned underneath. Good to see Burke get up.
Pickup of 3 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Commodores.
I don't think Coach Sims wants to see him actually running that much, Mike.
Yeah, I don't think he put 4 wide receivers in the game to see him. So Burke's pass intended for Turner Gentry, probably the only first pass he's really missed the spot there.
Well, but there was a miscommunication because Bierman went long, and it almost, he was expecting that Burke thought he was going to do the curl to the sideline. Little miscommunication there between the two. They read something different.
So in the punt, Nolan Adams says, I'm tired of trying to punt. He's only got 2 of them off, and those were both penalties. So another hop. Adams gets it off. The ball rolls.
Gets a good Tates Creek roll on that one.
Down to the 9-yard line. So count the roll, 39-yard punt by Nolan Adams. It'll be 1st and 10, Scott County. Scott County starts.
Sideline warning.
So Scott County starts possession. 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. And I don't like the warning penalties. If you're going to throw a flag, do yardage. You know what I'm saying? Just one man's opinion.
Sideline warning against Scott County, actually.
1:15 to go. Scott County 22-0. The only thing they haven't done tonight was take the ball and score on a long drive. Chance to see what Scott County's Josh Davis can do with his offensive lineup here, as they've got a chance to go 91 yards.
We're still in quarter number 1, too.
Yes, we are. Scott County, the faithful, travel well. Glad you could join us here on the internet. Quick give up the middle to Noah Hughes on that fullback dive, belly play, as they call it, pickup of 2 yards.
And that is Opsal.
Number 42, Jamari Bird.
Jamari Bird.
Second down and 8.
That's who they officially gave the tackle to. Jamari Bird, a 5'8 sophomore. Where's number 42? Inside a minute to go. Kendrick Hamilton, his first touch of the season. He's going to be close to a 1st down.
Number 6, Sakima Upsall.
They're going to say it's an automatic 1st down. One is, the other one isn't. So they're stopping the clock to get the chains in place. So inside of 30 seconds, Scott County 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Josh Davis under center. Keith Guy in motion. Quick pitch back to Kendrick Hamilton. And they keep him in bounds.
That's number 8, Deshaun Locke, 6'2", 206 linebacker.
So gain of 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7. Coach McKee's going to let the clock run out.
Brings up 2nd down 6.
1 quarter in the books.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. Your score.
Scott County 22, Tates Creek 0 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a timeout, come back for the second right after this.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with the governor, Mark Walls. 1 quarter in the books. You look up at the scoreboard. All dominant is Scott County, 22-0. Mark, looking at the first quarter stats, what jumps out at you?
125 yards on 11 plays total offense for the Cardinals to 25 plays and only 78 yards of offense for Tates Creek. When you look at that, Mike, it's just it's been a dominant game so far, and you look at the number of missed executions on the special teams, and you understand why Scott County's got a 22-0 lead.
Josh Davis rolling right or left, tripped up by number 21, Xavier Johnson.
Number 5, Josh Davis on the keeper.
Mike for Scott County, both, actually Dylan Smith, Jeremiah Happy, and Kendrick Hamilton all had 3 unassisted tackles in that first quarter. Tyler Braxton had 1 and 1 assist.
So a 4-yard pickup, 3rd and 3 for Scott County. In motion, Kendrick Hamilton. Quick give up the middle to Noah Hughes. He stopped for a short gain.
That's Deshaun Locke leading the carry with a couple other of his linebacker friends. Number 5, Jared Martin in there as well.
Number 6, Zakima Opsal in there as well. 4th and 2, Scott County. First big decision for Coach McKee on the season. Coach McKee says, I'm going for it. And that's called confidence in your offense, but also confidence in your defense.
Yeah.
So getting a lot of good communication via text message from our team doctor, our network doctor. And there's the play. Josh Davis able to force offsides by Tates Creek, and that'll be an automatic first down for Scott County. Again, we're one of the few, I checked on it, we're one of the few high school sports internet broadcasting networks that has a official team physician. But more importantly, if we're not the only number one and the only one that has that, we're the only one where the team doctor doesn't travel. He only shows up for home games.
Good point.
You got to start somewhere. At least we have a team doctor, but we can't get hurt on the road.
Keith Guy, what a move to cut inside and hurdles another.
Number 2, Keith Guy on the carry.
Pickup of 9 yards by Keith Guy. And he just seems like he glides, doesn't he?
He really does. They're giving the tackle to Deontay White. He actually got hurdled, and Keith wasn't able to keep his balance, and he landed.
So 2nd down and 1 for Scott County. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Scott County 22, Tates Creek 0.
Noah Hughes up the middle.
Noah Hughes up the gut.
Number 34, Noah Hughes on the carry.
He reminds me of a pinball in a pinball machine. He just keeps bouncing off. Those legs never stop running. I mean, textbook example of what you want a running back to do to keep those legs moving. But he just keeps reminding me of that pinball that bounces off the machine.
So Noah Hughes is a first down runner and a first down maker. As he picks up 6. Scott County 1st and 10.
And there's your tight end pass.
And Jordan Darnell forgot to do one thing. That was catch it. And right there, that fullback dive, that belly play, set that up. Noah Hughes takes off running. 6 guys tackle him. Jordan Darnell wide open.
And look for it to come back because Glenn Covington had the Tates Creek defender beaten long too. So look for it to come back again, and they'll do it.
So 2nd down and 10 for Scott County. Run up the middle. Scott County, Kendrick Hamilton.
Number 25, Kendrick Hamilton on the carry. Tackle number 15, Brody Stiller.
Gain of 5 yards will be 3rd down and 5 for Scott County.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
9:08 to go here in the first half. And the spread offense, they say it's fun for people to watch, but it takes a long time because there's a lot of incompletions, which stops the clock. Hughes straight up the gut.
Wow.
He's going to pick up 5 for the first down, and then he's going to tap on about 5 more.
Xavier Johnson.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Noah Hughes gets a first down for Scott County.
Yeah, 6'3", 164 safety, and man, he didn't know what hit him. He got there so quick.
So first down for Scott County, Noah Hughes.
First down, Scott County.
Picking up first down for the Cardinals. They give it to the reverse. Glenn Covington. Covington
wow.
Picks up an easy first down, tackled at the ankles by number 10 for Tates Creek.
Montez Johns.
Tackle by number 10, Montez Johns.
Pickup of 22 yards for Scott County. A timeout, Tates Creek. So we'll take a timeout as well as Coach Sims for the Commodores tries to figure out a way to stop this offense from Scott County. We'll be back right after this.
Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back. 1st and 10 for Scott County inside the 20-yard line. Josh Davis under center. Pitch to the left side.
Dylan Smith.
To Dylan Smith.
Number 8, Dylan Smith on the carry.
And Mark, Keith Guy's got it a couple of times, but it's been a while since he's touched the football.
Yeah, Sam Sutton was actually in it first time, a sophomore, 5'10", 167 pounds at the wide receiver spot. I couldn't figure out who was wearing number 13. I wanted to look for Davey Concepcion of the Big Red Machine.
Yeah. Sakima Opsal with the tackle. Loss of a yard on the play. In motion, Dylan Smith.
Keith Guy on the inside handoff, bounces to the outside.
That's a foot race to the corner.
Oh, they're not going to win that. That's touchdown.
Keith Guy easily wins that race. I thought the Tates Creek defender had the angle, but Keith Guy says, I don't think so. And a touchdown for Scott County from the 11-yard line.
Keith Guy goes 19 yards.
19 yards, excuse me.
That was a mismatch all the way once he bounced it to the outside. Took a pretty good lick, but didn't get wrapped up. So once it enabled him to bounce to the outside, there was no catching him.
So Keith Guy, 19-yard touchdown run. Tyler Dummer in for the kick. Jordan Darnell waiting for the snap from Hudson. The ball's down, and the extra point is good. 29-0 here, 7:50 to go here in the first half at Lafayette High School. Scott County all over the Commodores of Tates Creek. 28-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the kickoff right after this.
There's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's.
What started?
Welcome back. Tyler Dummer getting set to kick off to Elijah Johnston and Langston Love.
Number 4, Elijah Johnson, and number 12, Langston Love.
Oh, and there's
Ball's
another
on the ground
fumble.
again. He picks it up on the hop. Here's Elijah Johnson.
Gets it out to 30. He actually made 14 yards, but bouncing it like a basketball.
Elijah Johnson picks up 14 yards. And again, Tyler Dummer, 3 for 5 and touchbacks. The other two, Elijah Johnson has had a hard time fielding them.
Elijah Johnson.
So Tates Creek starts 1st and 10 on their 30-yard line. 7:42 to go. They find themselves down 29-0 against Scott County. First game of the season for both teams. Burton, a quick hitch. I'll tell you what,
nice
Keyshawn
catch.
Brent
Almost had the interception.
But instead it's going to be a first down pickup.
Number 17, Jackson Bierman.
Jackson Bierman with the catch. And Burke had to put that right in the right spot, or that was going to be a pick six for Keyshawn Brent.
Bierman's a nice-looking wide receiver.
So 1st and 10, 42-yard line for Tates Creek.
that is Levon Warner. Tried to do a little dancing in the backfield as Jeremiah Happy blew that one up. Wasn't any place to go.
Number 52, Tyler Braxton. Loss of 5. Correction forward.
Burke on the slant. The ball hits into the hands of Connor Gibson. But a great job by Eric Abney. Wraps him up as soon as he gets his palms on it, kind of drags his arms away from the football, and it falls down incomplete. 3rd down and 15. Make it 3rd and 14 for Tates Creek. $29-0, under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Lafayette all over PLD.
Oh,
Lawrence Dunbar
had he wasn't touched.
Number 3, Peyton Burke sacked by number 1, Keyshawn Brent.
So it'll be 4th and forever for Tates Creek. But as I was saying, Lafayette, Walker Wood, great ball game for them. They get up early. And the final score 43-21 against Paul Lawrence Dunbar, head coach Paul Raines.
Number 8, Dylan Smith.
So Nolan Adams back in to punt. He'll be standing inside the 15-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout, Tates Creek. So they're down to their final timeout. And we'll take a timeout as well.
Timeout, Commodores.
You're watching Scott County football on the Scott County Sports Network, 29-0, 6:22 to go. We'll be right back.
There's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheese.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with the governor, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, Nolan Adams gets this punt away and punts it straight out of bounds. A punt of 9 yards on the punt. It'll be 1st and 10 Scott County inside the Lafayette 40-yard line. Scott County a short field. And Mark, we talked about that last possession. Scott County 91 yards on the scoring play. So they've done it every way you can do it. Special teams, short plays, short drives, long drives.
Well, here they're on the 38-yard line of Tates Creek to start their possession.
I'm pretty pleased with this offensive line, especially Trey Bender doing a great job. He along with Kobe McKee, the veterans.
Wow, look at the cushion that Glenn Covington had.
So Glenn Covington.
Number 5, Josh Davis's pass.
And that was Montez Johns on the coverage, Mike, but Glenn Covington's burned him for a couple long gains, and he had about a 10-yard cushion.
Number 30.
Got to be impressed with what Josh Davis has done so far, just leading the team. You know, he's not made any mistakes or anything yet, which is good for him. He's been very consistent, delivered the ball on time, running the offense, managing the clock. Great start, in his first game as a varsity starter.
So we have a penalty on the play to be face mask against Tates Creek. So it'll be Scott County 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Sam Sutton, the sophomore, in playing the wide receiver slot.
And you got Cooper Watts, big number 44, in at tight end, Mike.
Quick handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. Noah picks up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Scott County.
Number 34, Noah Hughes on the carry.
Glenn Covington back in for Sam Sutton.
42, Amari Bird. Gain of 3, it'll be 2nd down 7.
Oh.
Scott County got lucky right there. Number 42 for Tates Creek. Damari Bird almost picked that pitch off for Keith Guy, and Keith Guy, once he caught it, he had nowhere to go.
I know, but just what a great athlete just to catch the ball. Dang gone. He did that with all hands because he kind of pulled it away from Damari Bird.
Yep, 2-yard loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Covington out wide to the right side.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Jordan Darnell back in at the tight end spot. Quick give up the middle to Noah Hughes. He bounces off of one, knocks over Keith Guy, and gets down to the 9-yard line. Make it the 12-yard line.
Number 34, Noah Hughes on the carry.
Be a pickup of a little over 8 yards.
Brody Sellers.
4th down.
Number 75, D. Morgan.
And a long one for Scott County.
Field goal.
They're going in for a field goal attempt. So Tyler Dummer, his first field goal attempt of the season. It's going to be a 29-yarder.
And Alex Miller, the senior, is the short snapper, Mike.
Kick is off and up and good. So Tyler Dummer extends the Scott County lead to 32-0 with 4:08 to go here in the first half. Scott County in control. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach. Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Welcome back. Tyler Dummer extends the lead to 32-0 on the 29-yard field goal, which was good. Split the uprights, 4:08 to go, 32-0. And Dummer with the kick. Picked up on the run by Langston Love at the 10-yard line. Langston Love with a nice 24-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Commodores.
Eric Abney on the tackle there, along with number 38 for Scott County, which I believe is KJ Christopher.
Tates Creek takes over 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
So Peyton Burke.
Little low on that pass out there, trying to get it to Turner Gentry in the flat.
And pretty predictable right there. Typically when they send that guy in motion, they'll start out with twins on both sides. That guy goes into motion. Whoever goes in motion, they throw that quick screen pass
it's like
out
a sweep.
to him.
It's no different than making the pitch to Keith Guy and letting him run. As we mentioned, that Keith Guy comes back in at the corner spot.
So under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Great night for football. Couldn't ask for any better weather.
Wow, that thing got batted around a couple different times by red jerseys.
Yeah, Tyler Braxton tipped it up and almost right in the hands of Keith Guy.
Number 19.
3rd down.
Cameron Workman's pass intended for number.
It'll be 2nd down. The marker says 3rd. 2nd down and 10 for the Commodores. Peyton Burke been at the quarterback spot all night for Tates Creek. He's going to have to ice that arm tomorrow. Gets around the defender, Scott County. Number 91, Daquan Jackson, whiffed. And it was 3rd down, Now it'll be 4th and 9. So the scoreboard had 2nd down. The downs marker had third down, but
number 91, Nolan Adams.
Nolan Adams going to be one tired young man out here tonight, too. He's been running for his life every time they've gotten in punt formation.
Got a flag on the play. Nolan Adams kicks it towards the sidelines. Again, hits the 45-yard line and goes out of bounds
Got a flag back here, and it almost looks like, motion.
Illegal procedure.
Question is, Scott County going to make them repunt it? Or are they going to take the football?
Again, I think they're building tape. So if that's the case, they'll want to get as many chances to see the punt return team in action, especially up 32-0. And I think it would have been a close ball game. I think you take the ball because they would have the football just inside the 40-yard line. So Dylan Smith will move up. This time he'll be on about the 45-yard line waiting on the kick from Nolan Adams, who's got a little bit of happy feet, and you can understand why.
Man, on the right side of Scott County's line for this punt, you've got Cooper Watts, a 6'4", 188-pound junior, and you've got number 42, Zane Wilson, a 6'5", 175-pound sophomore. That's an awful lot of reach right there on the right side of the defensive line.
So 4th down and 14, Nolan Adams set to receive the punt on about the 17-yard line. He gets it off.
Nice punt.
Great punt right there. Dylan Smith, get out of the way, young man. The ball bounces and will be down by Tates Creek.
I believe that's number 32.
Number 32, and we've got a flag on the play again as Scott County has a player with his helmet off. That'll be Kendrick Hamilton.
Punt is down at the
So the ball was down at the 33-yard line.
That's where they'll take over first and 10.
So we got personal foul, face mask against Scott County, or excuse me, against Tates Creek.
Personal foul, face mask against Tates Creek.
So they'll add that on to the end of the play. Coach McKee talking to his guys saying, look, guys, we're up big here. Don't do anything silly because an ejection gets you a 2-game penalty. So the best punt of the night by far by Nolan Adams, all for naught, because when you add 15 yards onto it, Scott County will start 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line.
And again, Scott County, the one time they were pinned back, they went 91 yards for a touchdown, but you've got to make them do that every time. You can't continue to give them possession starting at almost midfield. Short field just is unfair.
So we're glad to have everybody watching tonight. And again, what we're going to do with football is we're going to bring the games on a delayed broadcast, especially the home games. There's only 4 of them this year, but there'll be a delayed broadcast. Josh Davis on the run. Josh Davis able to avoid contact and get out of bounds after picking up 3 yards.
Forced out of bounds by number 21, Xavier Johnson.
And I don't think people realize how good of an athlete Josh Davis can jump out of the gym. He plays basketball. He is an athlete playing quarterback, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very good athlete.
Keith Guy with a huge hole to run through. He'll pick up a 1st down.
Number 2, Keith Guy on the carry.
Pick up of 9 yards on the play. Just makes it look easy and routine, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just, you said it best, he just kind of glides, man. He just.
And the nice thing about a player of Keith Guy's ability, you love blocking for him because you don't really have to do that much. You just have to do your job, nothing special.
Give him a crease.
Yep. So he kind of made that young man miss easily. Dylan Smith, good run.
Number 8, Dylan Smith on the carry.
Gain of 11 yards on the play. 1st and 10, Scott County, 29-yard line.
The 1st down, Scott County.
And Mark, I thought this would be a closer football game. I really did.
Well, if you're, you got to be happy if you're Scott County, because I'm going to tell you what, with all the question marks coming in, they've done extremely well here.
They're throwing up to Covington. Covington, great job.
Number 5,
Glenn Covington comes down with it at the 3-yard line. 26-yard pickup. And the Tates Creek defender had good coverage. He just never picked up the football.
Yeah, never turned around to look for the ball.
Gain of 26 yards. The first and goal, Scott County.
First and goal, Scott County at the 3-yard line. They're going to give it to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes right at the goal line.
34, Noah Hughes on the carry.
They're going to call him down just outside the 1.
Tackle by number 6, Sakimo Opsahl. 75, D. Mormon.
So Scott County spreading the love here, letting all the skill players try to get a touchdown tonight. Noah Hughes met in the backfield. Great play by Sakima Opsahl. You're talking about a player. You called his name a lot. Coach McKee's going to take his final timeout.
Timeout, Scott County.
We'll take a timeout as well. Scott County looking to score again. They're up 32-0, 1:32 to go in the ball game. In the first half. We'll be back right after this.
Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Welcome back. Toby Murray adjusting the camera on us here. 1:32 to go. Coach McKee calls his final timeout to get his guys situated. He didn't like the fact that he lost a yard on that 4th down play. And I don't think he really minded the losing the yard, but it's the fact that Sakima Opsahl came wide open, untouched. Keith Guy into the end zone, 2-yard touchdown run. Scott County's Keith Guy. 38-0. 1:28 to go. In for the extra point.
Number 2, Keith Guy, goes.
Tyler Dummer.
For the Cardinal touchdown. Number 29, Tyler Dummer on to attempt the extra point.
So Tyler Dummer waiting for the ball from Hudson. Darnell gets it, or Eric Abney gets it down, and the extra point is good. Tyler Dummer remains perfect. Scott County 38, Tates Creek 0. We'll be back right after this.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 39-0 as Keith Guy into the end zone from 2 yards out. Tyler Dummer's kick is good.
Kicking off for Scott County is number 4.
Tyler Dummer 3 for 6 on touchbacks. For the first time all night, Langston Love fielded the non-touchback kickoffs cleanly and picked up a nice gain. This one goes in the hands of LaRon Warner. Warner, tough to bring down. He splits the seam.
Reminiscent of Elijah Bell, the former great running back at Henry Clay. We've got a flag over here as there's a Tates Creek player with his helmet off.
Tackle by number 38, KJ Christopher. We have a flag on the play.
Did they just eject number 32?
So we have a flag on the play. So a great run by LaRon Warner. Yes, number 32 has been ejected.
Cameron Stewart,
sophomore linebacker. And I don't think Coach Sims is going to be happy with that one. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. So the Tates Creek will still have great field position, but 15 yards is not nearly as good as it was, especially after that nice run by
it was a great
Ron
run.
Warner.
Like I said, it was reminiscent of Elijah Bell from Henry Clay a couple years ago. Just a great running back. Fun to watch.
Player has been ejected.
So Tates Creek will start the possession 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Peyton Burke, still the signal caller, in motion. Drew Ransdell, quick pitch.
Oh, man.
Knocked down by Kendrick Hamilton, and he almost has an easy interception. That was probably one of those balls that Peyton Burke would like to have back because he was double covered, and I mean double covered.
And I know Kendrick Hamilton would like to have it back because that was pick 6. That was a pick 6.
So under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Stick with us at halftime. Burke up in the air, intended for Bierman.
He actually had a step.
Number 19, Cameron Workman's pass, intended for number 17, Jackson Bierman, is incomplete.
So Cameron Workman in quarterbacking for Tates Creek. And that gets us to halftime. Your halftime score is Scott County 39, Tates Creek 0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, look at first half stats, and much more. You're watching Scott County football exclusively on ScottCountySportsNetwork.com.
The Hawkinsmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at HawkinsmithAgency.com. The Hawkinsmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
The Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, is proud to be the exclusive hotel provider for Scott County Athletics. As Georgetown's premier hotel, Hilton Garden Inn provides comfortable accommodations, flexible meeting space, and a full-service restaurant just inside the lobby. Come join us for daily home-cooked specials in the All-American Grill, which is open for both breakfast and dinner. A winning team, the Scott County Cardinals, and the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think green.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. We're at halftime here at Lafayette High School, Ishmael Stadium. Scott County in control, up 30-0 against the Commodores of Tates Creek. Looking at your scoring summary, Scott County on the scoreboard pretty quickly. 9:45 to go in the first quarter. Keith Guy, 2-yard run. Tyler Dummer kick, capped off a 3-play, 40-yard drive that only took 49 seconds to give Scott County the early 7-0 lead. Scott County comes back at the 5:14 mark in the first quarter. Dylan Smith, a 36-yard scamper. Tyler Dummer with the kick. 4 plays, 62 yards. Under a minute to go. Scott County up 14-0. Scott County back again. 4:07 in the first quarter. Josh Davis, a 9-yard run. Glenn Covington, a pass from Josh Davis for the 2-point conversion. 1 play, 9 yards after the special teams play as Cooper Watts picks up the fumbled punt and runs it back to the 2-yard line. 4 seconds on the play drive, 22-0 Scott County. Scott County scored for the first time in the second quarter at the 7:50 mark. Keith Guy, 19-yard run. Tyler Dummer with the kick, 13 plays, 91 yards for the Cardinals, 5 minutes, 25 seconds, and the lead 29-0. We talked about Tyler Dummer, and now Coach McKee thinks he's the best kicker in the state. He showed it here at the 4:08 mark to go in the first half. He kicks a 29-yard field goal, caps off a 5-play, 27-yard drive, 2 minutes, 7 seconds off the clock. Scott County 32, Tates Creek 0. Scott County scores at the 1:28 mark to go in the first half. Keith Guy, 2-yard run. Tyler Dummer with the extra point kick, 7 plays, 52 yards, 1 minute, 32 seconds off the clock. And Scott County gets us to the lead at halftime by a score of 39-0. We'll come back. The governor will go over the team statistics and the individual stats here on the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County up at the half, 39-0. We'll be back right after this.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network as we're here at Ishmael Stadium at halftime on the campus of Lafayette High School, where your Scott County Cardinals lead the Tates Creek Commodores 39-0. A rundown of team stats for the first half. First down, Scott County has 13-6 for Tates Creek. Rushing yards net, 27 for 213 yards for Scott County, 9 carries and only 33 yards for Tates Creek. Passing yards, 58 yards for Scott County, 110 for Tates Creek. That's on 5 attempts, 3 completions for Scott County, 25 attempts and 12 completions for Tates Creek. Total offensive plays, 32 for 271 yards for Scott County, 34 plays, actually 2 more, for only 77 yards total offense for Tates Creek in the first half. Fumble returns, 1 for 15 yards for Scott County. Kickoff return yards, there were 4 for 98 yards for Tates Creek. Kind of looks like they've had some success there. The bad point about that is Scott County's up 39-0. When you look at punts, number and average, there's been 3 punts, average 28.7 yards for Tates Creek. Fumbles lost, 2 for Tates Creek. Penalties, 4 for 40 yards for Scott County. Coach McKee's not going to be happy about that, Mike. 7 for 55 yards at Tates Creek. Time of possession was 10 minutes and 56 seconds for Scott County, 13 minutes and 4 seconds for Tates Creek. Third down conversions, 2 of 4 for Scott County, 1 of 8 for Tates Creek. Fourth down conversions, Tates Creek is 0 for 3. Red zone scoring chances, Scott County is 5 of 5. Tates Creek has yet to make it to the red zone. And that is your first half team stats, and we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back here in just a minute as we hear from one of our sponsors. This is the Scott County Sports Network.
Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network as we're here at halftime at Ishmael Stadium on the campus of Lafayette High School, and your Scott County Cardinals are up 39-0 if you've just joined us. Looking at individual stats, first for Tates Creek, LaRon Warner, 2 carries, -3 yards. Peyton Burke, 6 carries for a total of -15 yards. Passing, Peyton Burke, 12 of 23 for 110 yards, long of 36, been sacked 3 times. Nolan Adams was 0 for 1 in his brief stint. Receiving, Turner Gentry, 4 catches for 8 yards. Drew Ransdell, 2 catches for 41. Jackson Bierman, 2 catches for 39 yards. And Connor Gibson, 1 catch for 12 yards. Punting, Nolan Adams, 3 for a total of 86 yards, averaging a little under 29 yards a punt. Punt returns, none, as Scott County hadn't had to punt yet. Kickoff returns, Elijah Johnson, 2 for 31 yards. LaRon Warner, 1 for 43. Tackles, Osapal, 3 of 4. 3 unassisted, 4 assists for a total of 5. Brody Sellers, 3 unassisted, 2 assists for a total of 4. Damari Bird, 1 and 4 for a total of 3 tackles. And Xavier Johnson, 2 unassisted and 1 assist for 2.5 tackles for Tates Creek. Now looking at your Scott County Cardinals, Keith Guy, 7 carries, 73 yards, 3 TDs, averaging 10.4 yards a carry. Dylan Smith, 3 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, average of 15.3 yards a carry. Noah Hughes, 9 carries for 34 yards, average of 3.7. And Glenn Covington, one carry for 20 yards. Josh Davis is 3 of 5 for 58 yards. Receiving, Glenn Covington, 3 catches for 58 yards. Again, Scott County's not had to punt, hadn't had a punt return as they haven't been able to field a punt. Tates Creek struggle with special teams here tonight. Tackles, Dylan Smith, 4 unassisted tackles. Jeremiah Happy, 4 unassisted tackles. Kendrick Hamilton, 3 unassisted tackles. KJ Christopher, 2 unassisted tackles. And again, here at halftime, it is your Cardinals 39-0 over Tates Creek, and we'll be right back with the start of the second half here at Ishmael Stadium on the campus of Lafayette. This is the Scott County Sports Network.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with Mark Walls. Toby Murray, best cameraman in the business. We're at Lafayette High School, Scott County Sports Network. And Mark, Scott County, you look at it, they got the big lead, so there'll be a running clock the whole second half. But if I were to ask you to pick out, what are some of the highlights and some of the things that you thought Scott County has done really well here in this first half?
Well, if I'm Coach Jim McKee, Mike, I'm really happy that Josh Davis has had command of the offense and run the offense. We've not had any problems with delay of games. He's gotten us in our sets. He's delivered the ball on the passes. He's just doing a good job of running the game, and that's what he's supposed to do at the quarterback position. Get it to the skilled athletes, let them do their job. So, I mean, that's number one that sticks out. You look at some individual performances. Keith Guy, what is expected. Dylan Smith hadn't lost a step since he was back in the backfield as a sophomore. You know, last year he spent the whole year on the defensive side of the ball. He's just a tremendous athlete. So you've got that 1-2 punch. Kendrick Hamilton's done a good job at that spot as well. Noah Hughes, healthy and running hard up the middle. So, I mean, and the offensive line has performed well. You know, when you look at the one area that probably would be upsetting a little bit is the penalties on the roughing the punter. I mean, you know, traditionally Scott County gets that block. They really don't get called for the penalties, and that's one phase of the game that they've really kind of had to back off here tonight after they got the second roughing, where it was the 15 yards and the personal foul. I think they'll concentrate on the special teams. They're going to have to shore up that if you had to look for an area. But you got to be excited about the two freshmen, to be honest with you. We haven't called Brian Hudson's name very much, which as an offensive lineman, that's great.
Yep.
I mean, that means you're doing your job and playing well. And Glenn Covington is exciting because, like I said, he's got great hands and great feet. I mean,
and the nice thing about Glenn Covington is they're throwing him balls, not just for him to be open. They're throwing him balls to say, here, go get them. And that tells me they have a lot of confidence in him, especially as a freshman.
Well, yeah, and the amount of respect that he commanded after beating them, the Tates Creek secondary a couple different times. That one play had a 10-yard cushion. You just normally don't see that, you know, this early in the season. But like I said, you got to be pleased with the skill players for Scott County. And, again, the offensive line has done their job. You know, you don't talk about those guys because there's no penalties. I mean, they're doing their job, and they're opening up some great holes.
And the nice thing about it is the guards are doing a good job pulling. We mentioned Trey Bender that one time as he sealed the outside on that huge run for Scott County. But, again, when you mention the offensive lineman's name for Scott County up to this point, it's because they're getting out and making a good block. It's not because of a false start or anything like that.
And, you know, the very first play that Glenn Covington made as a varsity wide receiver for Scott County, and we've talked about his athleticism and how good his hands and his feet are, but the most impressive thing was he had the first block on the 39-yard gain for Keith Guy with his very first carry. It was his seal block. And to me, that tells me, hey, I'm a team player. I'm willing to do the dirty job, block downfield. You know, the Chris Carter type play that you used to see with the Eagles and the Vikings of blocking downfield. So, like I said, that was impressive for him to get that lead block.
All righty, let's do this. Let's take a final timeout. We'll come back for the second half kickoff here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs. Steve Skierman, Agency Manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history of providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. We're getting set for kickoff to begin the third quarter. Scott County in control. Should be a pretty quick second half. Scott County have scored enough points to have a running clock here. Scott County will get the first chance for their kickoff return team. Kicking off, number 92, Amir Shalash, a 6-foot senior, back deep for Scott County.
Dylan Smith and Keith Guy.
So he kicks it over Keith Guy's head out of the end zone. So Scott County will start 1st and 10. On their own 20-yard line, a good job. Hats off to Amir Shalash as he kicks the football into the end zone. So 39-0 is your score. Scott County. Looks like the first unit's coming out. See Glenn Covington, Josh Davis, Simon Bond into the ball game in the running back spot, along with Noah Hughes and
Kendrick
Hamilton. So Simon Bond, a 5'6" junior, gets the ball and scampers to the outside, stops on a dime, and picks up a first down.
Next man up.
Could have went out of bounds after an 8-yard gain. Instead, he decided to put it on a little move, picks up another 4 more yards on the tackle. Number 20 for Tates Creek, William Painter. 1st and 10, Scott County, 32-yard line. Quick handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. That pretty much, I don't even have to see the play. That's going to be 4 yards. 2nd down and 6, Scott County. Deontay White on the tackle for Tates Creek. Tates Creek, an injured player, down, and we'll have an injury timeout. So with that being done, we'll take a timeout as well.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great cars, think green.
Welcome back. Dylan Smith on the carry while we were gone. 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 3rd down and 5 yards. Pickup of 1 for Mr. Smith. Josh Davis still under center for Scott County. Back to pass. The lefty lets it go. Glenn Covington wide open. Good hands by Glenn Covington.
Gerard Martin on the tackle, a 6'2", 209-pound linebacker.
Glenn Covington.
Pickup of 9 yards on the play. 1st and 10, Scott County, 48-yard line. Mr. Covington, I know I don't want to give him too much of credit, but he don't look like no freshman, does he? Bond in motion. Inside handoff to Kendrick Hamilton. He gets through the wave, and the only man that has to make the tackle is number 14, Trey Lewis. Without
Kendrick Hamilton on the carry.
the sure-handed tackle by Trey Lewis. That would have been a touchdown for Kendrick Hamilton. But Scott County.
Tackle number 14, Trey Lewis.
And Trey Bender.
21-yard pickup by Kendrick Hamilton.
And Trey Bender goes in and gets Kendrick Hamilton out of the little bit of a shoving match there at the end. And good leadership there by the senior because he gets his junior linebacker running back out of the fray where anybody can pick up a flag.
And a lot of times we've seen it's usually the second person.
Yeah, second person always gets caught.
Quick give up the middle to Noah Hughes.
Nice stop right there by the Tates Creek linebacker. And that's number 6. Opsal.
Jared Martin and Sakima Opsal. No gain on the play. 3-yard gain on the play, excuse me. 2nd down and 7. Quick hitch to Glenn Covington. It makes one guy miss. And thrown out of bounds by number 24. Tates Creek, William Painter. Gain of 3 yards on the play. 3rd down and 3, Scott County. Josh Davis gets the signal. Into the huddle. Scott County, uncharacteristic for most teams, they take about 10 yards back from where the ball is. Scott County's only about 3 yards. Quick handoff to Noah Hughes up the middle.
Wow.
First down for Noah Hughes. He picks up 6, only needed 3.
He's 4 yards past the line of scrimmage before he gets hit the first time.
Noah Hughes a little bit slow to get up. We talked about it early. Noah Hughes injured last year.
Noah just getting warmed up.
Tyler Braxton. Handoff for Scott County, number 45. We don't have his number, so we'll try to get that number.
I don't know who that could be on the depth chart, unless that's Caleb Dumas, but I don't believe that would be him. He wears number 31, or at least that's what's on the roster.
Might be Bryce Fryman. I'll tell you what, though, if he wears 45, he's got big shoes to fill. That's Teddy B's number, isn't it? Ted Saberna.
Yeah.
2nd and 5. The throw up in the air to Glenn Covington. He goes up. Great defensive position by the cornerback for Tates Creek, but Glenn Covington just goes up over top of number 10, Montez Johns, for a touchdown. That's the second time we've seen that tonight. Glenn Covington, good job. Quarterback's best friend is a wide receiver. You just throw it to a spot.
Let him go get it.
So Tyler Dummer. Kick is up. And we're going to get a rough in the kicker.
Yeah. And that's about the 3rd time. Tyler's been short pulling that leg back the last couple ones. They came in and got him once early.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker against Tates Creek. That means
extra point is good.
It'll be on,
will be assessed on the kickoff.
The kickoff. So give Scott County 7 more, and that's one thing Tyler Dummer doesn't need is help getting it into the end zone. So Scott County with the big lead, 46-0, 6:36 to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on the Scott.
The Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, is proud to be the exclusive hotel provider for Scott County Athletics. As Georgetown's premier hotel, Hilton Garden Inn provides comfortable accommodations, flexible meeting space, and a full-service restaurant just inside the lobby. Come join us for daily home-cooked specials in the All-American Grill, which is open for both breakfast and dinner. A winning team, the Scott County Cardinals, and the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, equal housing.
Welcome back, Scott County. Up big, 46-0 against the Commodores of Tates Creek. The 15-yard penalty be assessed on the kickoff. That means Tyler Dummer will be kicking off on the Tates Creek 45-yard line. And Mark, I'd like to think of what you said right here. Good chance to work on the onside kick.
Yeah, pooch kicker onside here because, like I said, you know he can put it in the end zone. So this will be film material here if Scott County does it. It's not going to be to try to run up the score.
Tyler Dummer says, I'm going through the uprights.
He's going to kick a field goal.
And it's a touchback by a long margin. Scott County up 46-0. Tates Creek will have it 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
There's a flag.
Flag on the play.
Wow. Saw the Tates Creek player kind of,
number 52.
Yeah, as he kicks the bench over right here and now picks it back up.
So a little bit of frustration, and you can understand it, but that's one of the things about growing up and a chance to. We got a chop block against Tates Creek on a ball that splits the uprights on the kickoff.
Wow.
Scott County's going to decline. It's going to be 1st and 10, Tates Creek. New quarterback in for the Commodores. Number 19, Cameron Workman, a 6-foot sophomore. In the backfield behind him, LaRon Warner. In motion for Tates Creek is Turner Gentry. Gentry with the catch. Tackled out of bounds by Scott County.
Number 19, Cameron Workman's pass is complete to number 18, Turner Gentry.
And I want to say that may be Clay Moss. 5'10", 160-pound junior.
Number 38, KJ Christopher.
So Workman, backwards pass to LaRon Warner, still on his feet. He did the same thing on that kickoff. And again, that's going to be a run right there, Mark, because he threw that ball behind the line of scrimmage.
And getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Cardinals, big number 92, Gavin Hernandez.
Number 28, Eric Abney.
Eric Abney on the tackle along with Gavin Hernandez. Workman breaks containment. Kendrick Hamilton forces him out of bounds.
Number 19, Cameron Workman on the keeper.
It'll be 3rd down for Tates Creek. Be a gain of 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a long 6. Workman over to Warner. A little bit over his head. An incomplete pass.
A little help right there. Keyshawn Brandt was right in his grill to make him throw that high. You know, we'd like to say right here, you know, this just gives Coach Sims a chance to look at what kind of depth he's got, giving Workman a chance. Peyton Burke, you got to be happy with what you saw from him in his first start, although the score doesn't indicate it. He pretty much gave his guys a chance and did what he needed to do, I thought, at quarterback, you know, for Tates Creek tonight.
So in to punt is Nolan Adams.
And Tates Creek has struggled with this all night, and now they've got to call timeout because they don't have enough people on the field.
So timeout, Tates Creek. So 3:36 to go. We'll take a timeout as well. Scott County 46, Tates Creek 0. We'll be back right after this.
I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Nolan Adams set the punt. Kendrick Hamilton could easily block that one, kind of shied away. Dylan Smith for the fair catch.
Yeah, I think Kendrick Hamilton was gun shy.
25-yard punt.
Cooper Watts. And Deshaun Locke were exchanging pleasantries out there. I Things starting to get a little bit chippy here, just a tad.
Yeah, so Scott County, we talked about at Tates Creek, they might be winning big here tonight, but busy month for Scott County. They'll take on Pulaski County, the defending 5A state champs, at home next week. Didn't have enough back-to-back home games as Fort Thomas Highlands. They'll come to Scott County the following week. Scott County will then travel to Cincinnati to take on Elder at the Pit. And then the following week, they'll come right back here at Ishmael Stadium to take on Walker Wood and Lafayette, who put a spanking on Dunbar tonight. So the schedule for Scott County is tough. Got a flag on the play.
Mike, we got Cooper Robb in at quarterback now.
False start for Scott County.
Cooper's a 6'1", 165-pound sophomore quarterback.
Three-sport athlete for Scott County. Baseball, basketball. I'll tell you what, you had to be impressed with him on the basketball court. Come in there at running the point, and basically he won over Coach Hicks.
He did a great job, and my understanding is his best sport may be baseball.
Yes, it will. Quick pitch to number 45. He's got one man to beat.
Oh, nice read. Nice read.
And he's going to go to the house with the flag back here at the 28-yard line.
The bad thing about it is we don't know his name.
Number 45 on the carry.
Good job at Tates Creek.
Second by number 6, Sakima Opsahl.
Coming back.
We got a chop block against Scott County, so all for naught. So the penalty was dropped. The flag was dropped, at the 28-yard line.
Flag on the play.
So a good athletic run right there by Scott County's number 45. Not for sure who's wearing 45.
Shot block against Scott County.
It'll remain first down for Scott County. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. It's a first down and 25. Make it 29, Mark.
Look at here.
On the carry, Jermaine Barber.
Number 32, Jermaine Barber.
He came close to getting it all back on the first carry.
Brody Sellers.
Yep, 24-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 5 for Scott County. Simon Bond in motion. Up the gut, Scott County, the fullback. We'll give you his number and name here in just a second.
31.
Number 31.
Dumas.
Caleb Dumas.
32, Jermaine Barber on the carry.
6 foot, 210-pound junior fullback. Next man up is what Scott County is one of their mottos, isn't it, Mark? Under a minute to go, third quarter, 46-0. Robb out to Sutton. Sam Sutton, his first varsity catch. Will be good enough for a first down. First down with the 5-yard pickup.
7,
Cooper Robb to Sam Sutton.
Complete to number 13, Sam Sutton. Tackled by number 15, Brody Sellers.
Talked about Cooper Robb being a good baseball player. Sam Sutton starting for Scott County all year long as a true freshman last year. On the carry, number 45.
Wow. Down the 22-yard line.
On the carry.
Looks like he put it on the 25. Make it the 24.
That's the end of the
So 28-yard pickup.
46, Tates Creek 0.
As we go to the end of the third quarter, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the fourth. You're watching Scott County football. 46-0 over the Commodores of Tates Creek here on the Scott County Sports Network.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. I'd like to take an opportunity to give a shout out to our gold sponsors, Scott County Physical Therapy, Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery, Dr. Rob Henderson, and Frank Shoup Chevrolet. Without them, we wouldn't be able to be bringing you Scott County Sports on the internet here on ScottCountySportsNetwork.com. Cooper Robb flips it over to 45. He catches it, and the ball's loose. They're going to say incomplete pass.
Number 7, Cooper Robb's pass is intended for number 45, falls incomplete.
$46-0 is the score. Tates Creek, no rest for the weary for Tates Creek. They travel to Belfry.
Ooh, that's a
Belfry defending 2A state champ. And you don't go to Belfry and expect an easy football game. On the carry, Caleb Demas.
Number 31, Caleb Demas on the carry.
Pick up a 3 yards on the play.
Tackle by number 5, Jared Martin.
On the tackle, number 5, Jared Martin. 3rd down and 7, Scott County. Cooper Robb hands it off to Simon Bond. He cuts it up. It's going to be a 22-yard touchdown, but we got a flag on the play.
Number 6, Simon Bond on the carry. Flag on the play.
Penalty's going to be holding against Scott County.
Holding against Scott County.
Mike, number 45 is Bryce Fryman.
So it'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards for Scott County. So 45 is Bryce Fryman. Bryce Fryman, a 5'10", 160-pound sophomore. Grandson of the Hall of Fame coach at Scott County, Bill Wilson. One of the good guys. If you ever met him, not a nicer guy around than Coach Bill Wilson. And his wife might be the number 1 fan for Scott County. 4th down and 3 for Scott County. Cooper Robb under center. Hand off to Bryce Fryman. Spin move for the 1st down. Still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. He'll go down at about the 8-yard line. Bryce Fryman. Again, Bill Bridges turning over. If he's watching the TV screen, he doesn't like that spin move, especially in the middle of the field. And the nice thing about Bill Bridges, he's not bashful to tell you that he doesn't like it. So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for Scott County. Robb throws it up. Sutton going up for it, and the ball comes down in the hands of number 20.
William Painter.
Interception in the end zone for Mr. Painter. That'll make it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go. We talked about Tates Creek traveling to Belfry next week. They'll come back and take on Paul Lawrence Dunbar, then Henry Clay and Madison Southern. That's the thing about 6A football, especially in this area. You don't have many weekends to rest and get better. It's next man up. Busted play. Scott County swarms on the defensive side of the football. Loss of 6 yards on that play. Langston Love
on the carry.
Picks it up.
20, Clay Moss.
20 for Scott County, Clay Moss, credited with the tackle. Sam Sutton in defensively for Scott County at the safety spot.
Along with Cooper Robb.
Pass from Workman, intended for number 9, Connor Gibson. Incomplete.
Number 9, Connor Gibson's incomplete.
Give another special shout out to Toby Murray. It's in his contract this year. You have to mention his name 7 times or double his pay. So that's number 6, if you're counting. But Toby Murray does a fine job, so now I don't have to pay him any more or any less. Workman's pass is complete to Drew Ransdell. Good run after catch.
Workman's pass complete to number 11, Drew Ransdell.
KJ.
Tackled by number 18, Grants McKinney.
Christopher also in on that tackle.
So 4th down for Tates Creek. Coach Sim says Nolan Adams.
He's had a busy night.
Yep. He's going to rest that leg. 2 players, 2 limbs. Nolan Adams in the foot, Peyton Burke in the arm. Good punt by Adams. Outside the reach of Dylan Smith. And it'll be down by number 37 for Tates Creek.
Trent Liffring.
Punt is down at the 38-yard line. That's where the Cardinals will take over, 1st and 10.
Scott County, good fans tonight. They brought all the cheerleaders as well, doing a good job supporting Scott County. So under 6 minutes to go with the running clock, Scott County 46, Tates Creek 0. Glad you could join us on the late night doubleheader. I like this doubleheader format. What they've done is these 4 schools, Dunbar, Lafayette, Tates Creek, and Scott County, signed a 4-year contract. They play it, and they rotate it around. Next year it'll be at Scott County, but Scott County alternates playing Tates Creek and Lafayette because they're not in the same district. Cooper Robb's pass to Bond is complete.
Nice
Bond
play.
picks up 14 for a 1st down.
He's tackled by number 10, Montez Johns.
Cooper Robb's pass is complete to number 6, Simon Bond. Tackled by number 20, William Painter.
Bond around the left side. Runs right into number 5.
Number 6, Simon Bond.
For Tates Creek, Jared Martin.
Tackled by number 6, Sakima Opsal.
They gave it to Opsal. That's a name you've heard all night long, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Been very active. I've kind of butchered the name.
Well, I was going to say, you come into the ball game going, how do you pronounce that? Everybody in the stadium knows how to pronounce it now. 2nd down and 11 for Scott County.
Offsides.
Tates Creek jumps. We'll see if they were drawn off. They're going to say,
yeah.
Yep, false start, Scott County. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down and 16.
False start, Scott County.
We'll be back in action.
Bryce Lawson comes into the game at the fullback spot.
We'll be back in action next Friday. We'll bring the game to you from home. That game will be available Saturday morning to be able to be watched on the Scott County Sports Network. Coach's decision on that. He wants to delay the home game this year, so I'm more than happy to accommodate him.
Number 45,
Opsal on the tackle again.
Bryce Fryman picks up 2 yards.
Sakima Opsal, number 8.
Sakima Opsal. He's been in on a bunch of tackles. Good-looking player, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he's been all over the field tonight for Tates Creek. Been one of the bright spots.
I think everybody in the stadium is kind of quiet. Everybody's waiting for the final score. False start again. Number 21 for Scott County.
Yep, and he got his shot.
Bryce Lawson.
And he's gonna give way to number 12, I believe, which is Timmy McCauley. 5'6", 196-pound junior is now going to get his shot at the fullback spot. You know, the best teaching lesson sometimes is to come over and stand by the coach or sit on the wood pine.
Yep,
and that's what Coach McKee's exercising right now.
The only advice I can give him is don't tell anybody why you did it. Just take it and go on.
Pass to Bryce Fryman. Nice little stutter step.
Bryce Fryman, good job. Picks up about 7 yards.
Bryce Fryman on the carry.
Inside of Lafayette territory, 49-yard line. 4th down and 11.
Number 15, Brody Sillers.
In to punt is Tyler Dummer for Scott County. He'll punt it from the 49-yard line. His first punt of the night. He bobbles it and then kicks it. Almost touched by Tates Creek Commodores. And then it's picked up at the last second.
That is the benefit of being a soccer player and a punter/field goal kicker.
Yep, he didn't even get worried at all, did he?
No, he just punched that ball about 15 yards downfield. Didn't try to pick it up. Didn't get rattled.
So 1st and 10, Tates Creek, running clock, under 2 minutes to go, 46-0. Earlier, Dunbar defeated.
Number 80 in the game.
Or was defeated by Lafayette. Excuse me, Mark.
Ryan Lohr, 5'11", 106-pound senior in at quarter.
Workman's pass intended for number 16.
Workman's pass intended for number 16, Darrell Bell, is incomplete.
Darrell Bell. Well, we got a chance here, Mark. They gave a nice presentation between games. The Blanton Collier Sportsmanship Award for Leadership and Character Award given to a player from each team. Walker Wood from Lafayette, Maurice Carter from Dunbar, Trey Bender from Scott County, Connor Gibson from Tates Creek. So that's off to those guys. Those types of awards are really special in my mind. It shows you when a player can be successful on the field or the court or whatever, but it shows good leadership, and even more important to me is character is an important thing, especially in today's youth.
Well, yeah, and to receive that award named for Blanton Collier, one of the greats in this state and in pro football. Yep. Just a tremendous coach, and was able to do a lot of things. Just a great award in his honor, and a good reward for those young men.
Long pass is complete.
And he's going to score. Jackson Bierman with 32 seconds to go in the game.
Touchdown, Commodores.
It'll be a 55-yard touchdown, and good for the Commodores. And the nice thing, we were talking about that award there while Tates Creek scores the touchdown while they get set up for the extra point. Frank Minifield and Joe Federspiel. You're talking about two players, especially at our age. Some of the great ones, buddy. Both of them in the Kentucky Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and Frank was part of the famous Dog Pound.
Started it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was one of the ones starting it. He had a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. He wasn't expected to get there.
Wasn't expected to get there. Got overlooked by UK, went to U of L, had a great college career, and then ended up being an outstanding corner at the pro level.
Yep. Actually an all-pro a couple of years, I think.
Yeah, and I can't recall who his sidekick was on the other side, but that's back in Cleveland's heyday with Kozar at quarterback, and I mean just some of the great Cleveland teams he was part of. Very successful businessman now in Lexington. Very community-oriented.
Yes. He's one of those guys, you like to say, you don't forget where you come from. He didn't. He's came back here and used his success on the football field and the contacts he made to come back here and become a very successful businessman and gives back a lot to the community. And it's great to see him come in tonight as he and Joe Federspiel and be the presenters for that Blanton Collier Leadership and Character Award.
Federspiel, a great linebacker at UK and the New Orleans Saints.
I'd say he'd hit you, wouldn't you?
Tates Creek going for two here. Again, they're going to they're going to try to work on some stuff and work on some film as well.
Workman, pass is complete, but a good job defensively by Scott County.
Yeah, nice tackle.
Prevent the score of the extra point.
Nice tackle in the open field.
So 46-6 is your score. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the kickoff and the final series of the ball game. Scott County up big, 46-6. We'll be back on the Scott County Sports Network.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Lined up on the wrong side.
Wow. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network, something you don't see every day. Tates Creek scores, and then they like that side of the field so much they just want to kick off from that side. Good job by the officiating crew. Sometimes they're just kids, right?
Got to remember that. Bryce Fryman back.
Simon Bond.
Number 45, Bryce Fryman. Number 6, Simon Bond.
Kicking off for the Commodores. Number 92, Amir Shalash. It's kicked off one time into the end zone. This one's up. Down into the hands of Simon Bond at the 13-yard line.
Nice
and he's
play.
down at the 15-yard line. Good tackle
on the return.
by number 16. And that's going to be the final play of the ball game. So your final score, Scott County 46.
Scott County 46, Tates Creek 6.
Tates Creek 6 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a timeout, come back for the final stats and much more on the Scott County Sports Network.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Your final score, Scott County 46, Tates Creek 6 here, Scott County. A running clock going into halftime. Made it for a pretty quick second half. Kind of evened out because the first half took a long time to play, didn't it, Mark?
It sure did.
Still waiting for official stats from WL Stats, if we can get those. So while we're waiting for stats, Mark, again, we talked about it at halftime. You got to be impressed with Scott County. Again, it shows you that Scott County is a program. Guys come in, they get their opportunity, they're well coached, they perform, and status quo is what you're looking for, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you just keep filling the holes. And that's when you know you've got something special, because you don't have those big swings up one year and big swings down the next year of rebuilding. You're consistently in the hunt, and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
All righty, what we'll do, we don't have our final stats, so we'll go ahead and get out of here. It's late. It's almost midnight. The car turns into a pumpkin at midnight. So, again, really appreciate our sponsors, Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery, Scott County Physical Therapy, and Frank Shoup. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you broadcast. If you enjoyed the broadcast, let us know. Tell your friends about it. But more importantly, if you get an opportunity to see high school football, high school sports live, we really do appreciate you joining us here. But if you have the opportunity, there's nothing like watching high school sports live. So, again, hats off to Scott County head coach Jim McKee and the football team. Up big, victorious tonight, 46-6 over Tates Creek. Back in action live next week. The 5A state champs come to Georgetown, Pulaski County, Scott County. Game time, 7:30. We'll have it for you on a delayed broadcast Saturday morning on the Scott County Sports Network. For Toby Murray, Mark Walls, I'm Mike Ritchie. Thanks for watching. Good night.